Good morning, all of you. Welcome to the series sessions of Field Technology. Myself, Anil Kumar, working as a assistant professor, Department of Chemistry, Ramchandra College of Engineering, Eluru. Right. So, the content and objectives of in field technology according to JNTUK curriculum R19 regulations. So these are the contents. So introduction, calorific value, so HCV and LCV, problems using Dulong's formula, followed by proximate and ultimate analysis of coal and the significance, these analysis and some of the problems related to coal, and followed by petroleum, that is refining and cracking, and synthetic petrol preparation from Fischer-Tropsch and Berzelius method, and petrol knocking, diesel knocking, octane and cetane ratings, followed by anti-knocking agents. And next, introduction to the alternate fuels like biodiesel, ethanol, methanol, natural gas, LPG, that is liquid petroleum gas, CNG, compressed natural gas. And one of the most important topic, flue gas analysis by RSET operators, and last one, rocket fuels. So this is the contents according to JNTU-K curriculum, right? So the outcomes of this curriculum, I mean this unit, so the end of the unit, student will able to learn about differentiate petroleum, petrol, synthetic petrol, and having knowledge their they are produced, as well as study of alternate fuels, so how to analyze flue gases, etc., etc. So this is the one of the most important unit in our curriculum, right? In this session we are going to discuss about introduction to the fuel and classification of fuel and calorific value and units of calorific value. These are the contents we are going to discuss in this session, right? Let us entering into the introduction. See, daily we observe lot of energies we are used. You know very well, energy, the capacity to do work, that is called energy. So these energy we can gain from lot of sources. So those sources we can call upon maybe fuels. Generally, fuel can be defined as a combusting substance containing carbon as a main constituent, which is on proper burning liberate large amount of heat, which can be used economically for domestic as well as industrial purpose, is called as fuel. So if we carefully observe, so first one, fuel is a combusting material. That means it can be able to burn and containing carbon as a main constituent, right? So containing carbon as a main constituent, that is the most important. Why? Because the heat liberated from the carbon and on proper burning, that means we need to supply sufficient amount of oxygen. So then only fuel can burn. So that means we need to supply the sufficient amount of sufficient amount of oxygen. So that is called as which is on proper burning. It liberated large amount of heat energy. So this heat energy we may be convert another type of energy, right? So we can change in different purpose, that may be a domestic as well as industrial purpose, that is called as a fuel, right? You just observe this. This is the classification of fuel, right? So Fuels can be broadly classified into two types, that is primary fuels and secondary fuels. Primary fuels, also called as natural fuels. Those fuels are obtaining in the natural way. So again, the primary fuels or natural fuels can be classified into three types, that is solid fuels, liquid fuels, gaseous fuels. Okay, so the solid fuels examples is wood, lignite, coal, etc. So liquid fuel example, crude oil, and gaseous fuel example, natural gas. So this is the primary or natural gas fuels. And the second one is secondary fuels or derivated fuels. See here, the secondary fuels, generally by using primary fuels, we are prepared or we are cooked or we are processed. So those fuels we can call upon secondary fuels or derivated fuels. Again, these are also called, classified into three types: solid fuels, liquid fuels, and gaseous fuels. So you just see the examples of solid fuels: coke and charcoal and petroleum or coal. So these are called as solid secondary fuels. And liquid fuels: tar, kerosene, diesel, petrol. See, uh, petrol is not available directly in the ground. So crude oil available. So that's why that is called as a natural fuel. Whereas by using crude oil, we are prepared, not prepared, we are derivated petrol. So that is why it is a secondary fuel. We are separated petrol from crude oil. So that is why here petrol is called as a secondary fuel. And the examples of gases: coal gas or biogas, oil gas, etc. So these are the broad classification of the fuels. And next one, calorific value. So here, calorific value is the term which is measured heat energy. Why? Because when we when fuel is burned, it liberated heat energy. So in order to calculate the heat energy, we use the term is calorific value. Then what is a calorific value? So calorific value is nothing but when a unit mass of fuel is burned completely, the total quantity of heat liberated is known as calorific value. So that means you take 1 gram of coal or 1 ml of petrol or any other fuel, gas, etc., etc. You take a known amount of fuel, you just burn it completely. So how much amount of total heat energy is liberated from that is called as calorific value. So in order to measure heat which liberated from the fuel, here the calorific value is the measurement. So the units of heat or calorific values, first one is calorie. So here the calorie is the amount of heat required to raise the temperature 1 gram of water through 1 degree centigrade is called as calorie. So wonderful. See, you take a glass and fill it with 1 gram water. So you need to rise 1 degree centigrade. So when you take 1 gram of water on a glass, you just measure initial temperature. Say for example 15 degrees centigrade. So you need to increase 15 to 16. So that difference is 1 degree centigrade. So how much amount of heat required to raise 15 degrees to 16 degrees centigrade through 1 gram of water is called as calorie, 1 calorie. So here you can just observe again. So calorie is the amount of heat is required to raise the temperature 1 gram of water through 1 degree centigrade. So that is called as calorie. And second one is kilocalorie. So simple. Kilocalorie is equal to 1000 calories. So this is the unit metric system and may be defined as the quantity of heat is required to raise the temperature of 1 kilogram of water through 1 degree centigrade. So simple, right? So here 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1000 calories. That's it. Simple. The phenomena is same. But here we take 1 gram of water. Here we take 1 kilogram of water. This temperature rises is same, 1 degree centigrade. Right. So that is the difference between calorie and kilocalorie. Right. You just remember calorie, then automatically you can mm, easily define kilocalorie. 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1000 calories. And the third unit is British thermal unit. So same phenomena. Here, British thermal unit, that is BTHU, is defined as the quantity of heat is required to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water through 1 degree of Fahrenheit. So that is the difference between calorie, kilocalorie, and British thermal unit. So here we take 1 pound of water and we are increasing 1 degrees of Fahrenheit, right? So say for example 60 degrees to 61 degrees Fahrenheit. So that is why it is an English system unit. So 1 British thermal is equal to British thermal unit is equal to 252 calories. So therefore 0.252 kilocalories. So why? Because 1 kilocalorie is equal to 1000 calories. So here 1 kilocalorie is equal to 3.968 British thermal unit. You just reverse it. Then automatically you can get 3.968 British thermal unit, right? So that is called as British thermal. Simple, same. 1 pound water. Just here we take 1 pound water and raise the temperature in the Fahrenheit. That's it. Next, fourth unit is centigrade heat unit. That is CHU, centigrade heat unit. Simple. This is also one of the one of the heat unit. The quantity of heat required to raise the temperature of 1 pound of water through 1 degree centigrade. The difference between British thermal unit and the centigrade unit is same. 1 pound water, here also 1 pound water. But here to raise the 1 degrees of Fahrenheit, but here 1 degrees of centigrade. So that is called as centigrade heat unit. Okay, these are the units of calorific value, right? So this is the formula which is combined to all the units. 1 kilocalorie is equal to 3.968 British thermal, that is equal to 2.2 centigrade heat unit. 2.2 centigrade heat unit. So you just using this formula, you can convert from centigrade to kilocalorie or kilocalorie to British thermal unit or British thermal unit to calorie or centigrade, whatever these 4 units. You just in order to convert one unit to another unit, you just using this formula, right? So you take it out as a self assignment. So what are the fuels you observed in your surroundings? You just write down. And the second one is, what is a calorific value? What are the units of calorific value? Thank you very much.